Throughout the Bible, miraculous events serve as powerful testimonies of faith, divine authority, and the supernatural intervention of God in the lives of His people. Among these miracles, the act of raising the dead stands out as a profound manifestation of God's power over life and death. This essay delves into the narratives of individuals in the Bible who performed these extraordinary acts, exploring their significance and the impact they had on believers both then and now. Elijah, one of the most prominent prophets in the Old Testament, demonstrated God's power through various miracles. Among these, the raising of the widow's son in Zarephath is particularly significant. During a severe drought, Elijah sought refuge with a widow and her son. Tragedy struck when the boy fell ill and died. Moved by the widow's grief, Elijah took the boy to his room, prayed fervently, and stretched himself out on the child's body 3 times. Miraculously, the boy's life was restored. 1 Kings 17 verses 17 to 24. This event not only showcased Elijah's role as a prophet but also served as a powerful testament to the living God, capable of conquering death itself. It reinforced the belief in God's intimate involvement in the lives of His people and His ability to intervene in the most desperate circumstances. Elisha, the successor of Elijah, continued his mentor's legacy with a ministry marked by numerous miracles, including raising the dead. One notable instance is the resurrection of the Shunammite woman's son. The Shunammite woman, a devoted follower of Elisha, was blessed with a son after Elisha's prophecy. However, the child later died unexpectedly. In her distress, the woman sought out Elisha, who returned to her home and performed a miraculous act. He prayed to God, lay upon the child, and the boy was brought back to life. 2 Kings 4 verses 18 to 37. Elisha's acts of raising the dead demonstrated the continuity of God's power through His prophets. Even after Elisha's death, his influence persisted. A remarkable posthumous miracle occurred when a dead man was thrown into Elisha's tomb. Upon touching Elisha's bones, the man was revived and stood on his feet. 2 Kings 13 verses 20 to 21. This incident highlighted the enduring power of God working through His chosen servants, even beyond their lifetimes. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ performed some of the most profound and widely recognized resurrections. These acts were not only miracles but also signposts pointing to His divine nature and the coming of God's kingdom. Jesus raised several individuals from the dead, each instance underscoring His authority over life and death. One of the earliest instances is the raising of Jairus' daughter. Jairus, a synagogue leader, pleaded with Jesus to heal his dying daughter. Despite arriving after her death, Jesus assured Jairus, "Do not fear, only believe." He took the girl by the hand and said, "Little girl, I say to you, arise," and she was immediately restored to life. Mark 5 verses 21 to 43. This miracle not only provided immense joy to Jairus' family but also strengthened the faith of those who witnessed Jesus' power. Another poignant resurrection is that of the widow's son in Nain. Encountering a funeral procession, Jesus was moved with compassion for the grieving mother. He touched the bier and said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." The young man sat up and began to speak, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. Luke 7 verses 11 to 17. This miracle underscored Jesus' empathy and His divine authority to reverse the natural course of death. Perhaps the most dramatic of Jesus' resurrections is that of Lazarus. Lazarus, a dear friend of Jesus, had been dead for 4 days when Jesus arrived. Despite the skepticism of those present, Jesus commanded the stone to be rolled away from the tomb and called out, "Lazarus, come out." To the astonishment of the onlookers, Lazarus emerged, still wrapped in burial cloths. John 11 verses 1 to 44. This miracle not only demonstrated Jesus' power but also foreshadowed his own resurrection, affirming his identity as the resurrection and the life. After Jesus' ascension, his apostles continued his work, empowered by the Holy Spirit. Among them, Peter and Paul are notable for their acts of raising the dead, which reinforced their apostolic authority and the ongoing presence of God's power in the early church. Peter's resurrection of Tabitha, also known as Dorcas, is a significant event in the Acts of the Apostles. Tabitha, a beloved disciple known for her good works, fell ill and died. The grieving community in Joppa sent for Peter, who came and prayed over her body. He said, "Tabitha, arise," and she opened her eyes and sat up. Acts 9 verses 36 to 42. This miracle not only restored Tabitha to her community but also led many to believe in the Lord. Paul, likewise, performed a miraculous resurrection. During his preaching in Troas, a young man named Eutychus fell asleep and tumbled out of a third-story window, dying from the fall. Paul went down, embraced the young man, and declared that he was alive. Eutychus was revived, much to the relief and astonishment of the gathered believers. Acts 20 verses 7 to 12. This miracle underscored Paul's role as an apostle and the life-giving power of the gospel he preached. The stories of these biblical figures who raised the dead serve as powerful testimonies to the extraordinary ways God has worked through individuals to demonstrate his sovereignty over life and death. These miracles not only provided immediate relief and joy to those affected but also strengthened the faith of believers and underscored the divine authority of God's messengers. As we reflect on these incredible accounts, we are reminded of the enduring power of faith and the miraculous potential that lies within a life devoted to God's service. If you found this exploration of biblical miracles inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Your support helps us continue to bring you insightful content on the profound truths found in the Bible. Thank you for watching.